I was watching this runner's race the other day. It was sunny at first, then it started raining. The athletes didn't stop though. After the race, a news reporter came in to ask the winners. The guy who took 4th place said, "I came 4th place, cause weather was bad today, my feet got cold and it was raining hard." And this is what reactive people do. They always focus on the things that they cannot control. On the other hand, the guy who took the golden medal wasn't complaining at all. He said that bad weather didn't affect his performance. He wasn't focusing on why did Mother Nature chose to go against him at this very important day, cause he knows that the only thing he's in control of is his emotions and thoughts. And if any negative thought comes in the radar, he's going to reframe it quickly. So, habit number 1, be proactive. You're not responsible for what's being thrown at you, but you're responsible for your reaction over that event. Now, I want you to imagine that you have a disease, an incurable disease. You have very little time left for you on this planet. At that moment, one of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself is, what did I do with my life? Well, to be honest, you already have a disease that's going to kill you. You're going to die. Death is an inherent disease. I'm not saying this like, oh guys, we're all gonna die, let's cry and feel victims about it. No, I'm saying choose what to leave out wisely. Do you want to be remembered as someone who was a great role model, an inspiration, like someone who wrote a book that influenced others to come up with valuable ideas, products? Or you want to be remembered as the guy who spent 30 years of his life trolling people on the internet and making them feel horrible about themselves? So, habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. Value your time, because once it's all spent, there's no coming back. Now, I want you to consider this scenario. You're having coffee with some friends and then you apologize because you need to get back home work on your project. But honestly, here's what work on your project really means. You're gonna go home and open up Facebook, spend 2 hours in, and then you're gonna go watch some self-development video on how can you manage your time better. And finally, 1 hour before going to bed, you'll start working on that project. This is what most people do. So habit number 3, put first things first. Stop focusing on meaningless activities and do the most important things first that will bring great success upon your life. I remember the time when I was 6 years old. I was walking down with a friend in this place called Souk, where you could buy toys and clothes for very cheap prices. I remember back then we were standing at this toy stand and my friend said, look, there's a camera over there." So I looked under the stand and there was a camera. It could have fallen from the other toys. We lived in a very poor neighborhood back then where nobody could actually afford these types of luxuries. My friend said, "You know what? Wait for the owner to look around and take it." I said, "But isn't that considered stealing? We should give it to the owner, right?" He said, "Nah, don't worry about it. You have a plastic bag, right? I don't. Just put it in there and let's go." So I took the camera and on our way home, my friend stopped and said, "Hey, let me see the camera." "Oh, it looks really cool, but I think it's broken. You know what? My neighbor is a cameraman. I think he can fix that. You leave this to me, okay?" So I said, "Okay. But it's our camera, right? I mean, you go fix it and keep it for like a week or so and I'll use it for a week and give it back." He said, "Of course, we're like brothers." So we both gone our separate ways. I was waiting for a call from him, but unfortunately, I've never seen my friend since that day. So, habit number 4, think win-win. Never sell a friend for a stolen camera. Now, imagine that you have a kid named Robert. You guys work on a farm and live in the countryside. Robert wants to travel, he wants to start working on his comfort zone. But there are very few people around living in small farms. Robert came up to you one day apologizing that he has to go find a purpose and work on his social skills in the big city. Of course, most people's response will be like, "No, you can't do that. You need to stay here and work on the farm like your grandfathers and your grandfathers did before you." Now, here's what you want. You want Robert to transform into a box, so you can move him around anywhere you want. And when you come back from somewhere, you want that box to say where you've left it. It's easier to judge, impose your opinion, or wait for your turn to talk back, rather than listen, diagnose empathetically and ask yourself, maybe that person is trying to pursue other values in his path that I cannot see. Maybe he sees reality differently. How can I come up with a solution that's win-win, satisfying both of us? If you respond without even trying to understand from where the other person is coming from, you're simply treating that person as a box. Habit number 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. I want you to imagine two people. They are trying to take a sword out of a rock. They keep trying for hours and hours, but what they haven't thought of is to try and take the sword out by combining their efforts. This is called synergy. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, like combined mental and physical abilities, focus. So you should always be looking for these synergistical opportunities with others, making the task easier for everyone. Habit number 6, synergize. Now let's say we are both avid readers, both very passionate about self-development books, and one day I offer you a book to read titled The Art of Breathing. What do most people respond to this kind of recommendation? Oh, the art of what? Dude, are you kidding? I'm trying to read Eckhart Tolle here. Don't joke around with that. This is what it means to judge a book by its cover. When I look at a book, I don't see it as a book anymore. I say, here are some of the most biggest ideas this individual has struggled throughout his entire life to come up with. Wrote it down in this $8 book, like with editors and stuff, for you to read it. I'm not saying you should read every book, but be willing to seek out new role models, new big ideas. Because no matter how much you think you know, there will always be that something that you don't know. Habit number 7 is about accepting the journey of endless learning. Sharpen the saw.